right, so on Lagos Transport Trends and Perspective for this beautiful Tuesday morning, we're going to be talking all things transportation and how we are going to be easing a whole lot of things as it relates to trucking operations and solutions for easing the movement on the roads. So we're going to be looking at a combination of a whole lot of things: Lekki e-call-up system, haulage operations in Lagos, and of course matters arising. Let me bring my guest. Like I said, he's been around. Olawale Musa is a permanent secretary, Ministry of Transportation, right here in Lagos. Nice to have you back in the building, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Victor.
And how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Great.
Good, yeah.
All right, let's just kick it off. Last week, we had a whole lot of complaints from the trucking associations, and most of them did call on this program to talk about some engagements that they were having with the Lagos State government, some not very, very good. They've also alleged that, some of the task force set up by the government has been high-handed. They are even wondering why we have the removal of abandoned vehicles committee still very much in existence when what they're supposed to be doing is not very much in tandem with their operations. I need you to just give a kind of quick response to that before we move on this morning.
Yeah, like you said, there are two issues, and they are same and at the same time separate. We have the Apapa Aziz and we have the Lekki Aziz. Now, the Apapa Aziz was where you have the complaint of the abandoned committee, etc. operating that Aziz. We held a meeting last week and we had a resolution. Okay, yeah, the abandoned committee will naturally come in if we see vehicles that are technically abandoned on the road. And what does it mean to abandon a vehicle on the road? It's when a vehicle is stationary for a long period of time at a particular spot, they will come in. They complain that yes, the committee has not been following due procedure. It was observed too that there could be some sort of high-handedness in that particular.
Okay, you were able to find that out?
Yeah, in some particular.
Because they allege that some of them, in carrying out this arrest, they make use of social miscreants. They make use of, in fact, in their words, they call them area boys.
I wasn't part of the enforcement team, so I can't know the details of what happened, but it's an allegation.
Okay.
But like I said, we found out that there was some sort of high-handedness, and where we also gave that directive that the committee, in fact, must specifically report to my office, and anytime they want to go into that, they must seek express permission from my office, and the express permission is going to be based on the fact that they have done what they are supposed to do. Yeah, that is one. Before you can call a vehicle abandoned, you must have gone there, paste a sticker on that vehicle. You take the photograph as evidence to show the location and the date and time where the vehicle was stationary. So you can go back in 72 hours and see if the vehicle is still there. Once that vehicle is still there, you do not need any excuse.
Okay.
You do not need any explanation. You can remove that vehicle immediately.
So let's put that in perspective, because what they are saying equally is that sometimes they have this call. The call-up system is also operating there, and then maybe there were one or two issues inside the ports, and then those vehicles are queuing up to go into the ports. That could make them stationary for some time.
You see, the issue is beyond. Yeah, like I said, there are so many issues that are involved. What we also found out was that there are some issues with the port itself, and the call-up system was being technically manipulated.
Okay.
And we have seen that fault, and we are also working on it and resolving it, because the meeting we had involved even the port authority was there, the
Shippers
Council was there, and the union were there, even our the special advisor was there. Everybody was there. We had in fact the discussion we had was honest. It was down to earth. We had that robust discussion, and we saw the need for us to improve on the activities around that port, and a committee was set up consisting of everybody that was at that meeting, and we also want to take it even further higher to the level of the minister to ensure that we don't have a repeat of what we used to have in that Aziz anymore.
Beautiful. So, and their grievances were they met because they were talking about some of their trucks being seized?
Yeah, we directed that all those trucks should be released, and I think they've been released because I've not heard them to call me back that it hasn't been.
Okay.
So they've been released accordingly.
Okay, great. All right. So the other issue now is the e-call-up system, and I know that the ministry issued a kind of release last week to say they will be starting enforcement from the 1st of March. Talk to me. Has that kicked off?
Yeah, we also had a meeting just yesterday with the NOPENG, with IPMA, the petrol tanker drivers. Right. We had a meeting yesterday, and they were of the opinion they had their own issues too. Okay, so they have asked us specifically, and they pleaded that we should suspend enforcement, and government has agreed to suspend enforcement. So they want to do further sensitization of their men and their members. Okay, but the truth is, whether we like it or not, the e-call-up must work. Okay, and we have all agreed that we are going to make it work.
So the e-call-up is here to stay.
We have no option. It has to be there. Otherwise, you just see people coming to the ports. They will block the houses. And the problem we have in the houses is that it's just one way that goes in and out. Okay, unlike in the Apapa houses, you can enter through Maitu and go through round to Ijora. Right. There are two ways that enter. But in this instance, it's just one way in and the same way out. So we can't afford another Apapa in the houses.
So talk to me. For those who might not really understand what that e-call-up is all about, Olawale Musa, talk to my listeners this morning. What's the essence of the e-call-up within that Lekki port?
It's e-call-up. The E is electronic call-up system. You see, what we're trying to do is that, you see, what we have now is that, unfortunately, it's an aberration. What we are having that people will be coming from all over the country to pick fuel from Lagos. That should not be the case because we have our pipelines, but the complaint has always been that the pipelines are vandalized and that stuff. I don't know the nitty-gritty of that dynamics. All right. But what we have is that these trucks come from all over Nigeria, and they are heading to that port Aziz. That's the Lekki port Aziz. The Dangote refinery commencing full operation. So what's the challenge? Everybody comes at the same time. Okay, so even when it's not yet time for you to load, even when you might not, sometimes you even have people that don't even have any business there. They are looking for business. What happens is that I'm a truck owner. Right. I just drive into that as looking for somebody that has LPO, that needs somebody to help them carry fuel. So I will just drive to that as and park on the road. So I will see customer that will pick me up. You know. Have
you seen them before?
That abounds. It's one of the challenges that we have. So what we are telling them is that fine, we want your business to thrive, we want you to do your business, but before you come to that port, you must be called. Okay. That means there's something for you to go and do at the port.
So you're not just coming there indiscriminately.
So what we have done, we have satellite parks that outside the red zone. The red zone is the zone close to the port. Outside the red zone, we have several parks where you can go and park. Okay, so you park there, then electronically you will be called. Okay, so what happens when we say you are called is that there is a gate. The gate will open and it will identify your vehicle and your plate number. You come. Okay, so even when you are coming on the road, okay, anybody that calls you have a tag that identifies, yes, this person has surely been called. Right. And what also happens is that when you go to where you are going to lift the fuel, it will open for you if you have not been called. You understand? So that's just the call-up system that you are going to call, you will be called. So everything will be ordered. It's just to bring, everything will be in order. It's just to bring orderliness. That's it. So people just don't continue tonguing into that Aziz without purpose. And
all right. So if a Papa port, at the point it was designed and concessioned, a lot of things have happened. If all those things were not properly planned, now that we have the Lekki Deep Sea Port, how come we're not thinking of the transit parks that would have been auxiliary to the services? That's exactly what I said. We have the satellite parks around. So we have those. How big are those parks? Right now, how many trucks are they accommodating? We have a capacity of about 1,000 now.
Okay, and we have a lot of them spring up. The truth is that the parks are not built by the Lagos State government. They are built by private individuals. Some of them have, like I know somebody that has about 4 acres of land. He only develop 1 acre out of it because he wants to see that people start using this park before he spends his money. You understand? So if I spend my money to develop these parks and people don't come and use it, you know, and if you know that terrain, the terrain is waterlogged.
Right.
You understand? So it costs a lot of money for people to build those parks in that area, and they build, and people don't come and use it. You understand? So that's what we want to encourage, because people have actually expended money to bring up these facilities to the standard of the union members, because they asked us for a particular standard. They have to have toilet, they have to have where they can eat and stuff and everything.
Right.
So those are the standards we give those park operators, that before they can come out, they must give us those standards, and which they have done.
Let's talk about the quality of trucks. I know this might not be for the government to provide, but do we have a kind of measurement to say, look, these are the kind of trucks that can come into Lagos, into that port, so we don't have unnecessary breakdowns within that particular corridor?
And that is the beauty of what we are doing. Okay, it's a very holistic system. What we want is that, okay, when you enter those transit parks, what we are going to have is that we have our VIS, because the VIS already has the office there. They will inspect your vehicle there before you can leave to go and load. You know, it creates that standard for you to go and lift the fuel. We have the minimum standards that we expect those vehicles to have. And also, I can tell you that even inside the port itself, not because there are two issues here. We have the tanker drivers; those are the wet cargo, those that go and lift petroleum, and we also have the Lekki deep sea port there. So and we also have the free trade zone. So there is a lot of activity happening around that axis. So each of them also have their own standards. Okay, apart from we checking to ensure that they meet up the standard before they go and load. Okay, at the port axis, the Dangote axis, they also have to meet their own standards too before they can load. And
I'm curious, has the ministry been able to do its own survey to say these are the number of trucks that were likely to see plying that corridor on a daily basis? At the point when we had the congestions in Lagos, the Nigerian Shippers Council, the Port Authority, they came up with those figures to say about 5,000, 6,000 trucks come from all parts of the country just trying to access the port, and that has become a problem. So for the Lekki corridor now, that port corridor, the refineries and all of that, do we have the number of trucks that are projected to ply that corridor?
It makes it very easy where we have orderliness. Okay, when it is ordered, it's easy for us to count. Right now, what we now see is that people just come in, come out. Okay, it's difficult to keep track. But from my own personal experience, the day we went there, the several days we went there, there's no day I don't see close to 1,000 trucks there.
Okay,
there is no day. Okay, I've heard that they could be as much as close to 1,005.
Right.
But I personally, based on my own personal experience, is about what. But I'm just guesstimating now.
That's right.
Because I didn't really. I don't.
Now the plan is for them to exit Lagos. I know some of them that come into Lagos, they're supposed to exit Lagos through the Ekpe route, connect to Djibouti. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that the case right now, or are they coming to Lagos?
No. Except those that are servicing Lagos, or they are going close to Mowe Bafo. You know that is so. Most of the trucks exit through the Ekpe axis.
Right. And how good is the road within that corridor?
Oh, the Ekpe axis is beautiful. Okay, although we still have a lot of construction going on, even on the port road, that's the refinery road, we have a lot of construction. If you see what government is expending on that road, concrete road, and not just concrete. When we say concrete, reinforced concrete.
All right.
Okay, that's what we are putting up on that road, and that's a road that I'm sure will last more than my own lifetime.
Okay, that would be beautiful. But let's get back to that e-call up now. So for people who are listening to us right now, how does the platform work? Am I supposed to go there and download the app, or how's it designed to work?
It's something we've trained the stakeholders on how to operate. Yes, they download the app. Okay, let me just tell you the way it works is.
Okay.
Let me say I am the port owner, and I have capacity to load 50 trucks. Okay, there is a communication between me and the people that are coming to load. That is, you are the buyer. So I know the number of your trucks. So everything is uploaded online.
Okay.
You understand? So you can see who is coming. You understand? Okay. You understand the process. So it's just a process of us communicating with each other electronically. So you know when it is your turn. You understand? Because I don't know the capacity of the Dangote refinery. I don't know how many trucks they can load per day. So, but we don't want. Okay, let's say it's 100. Okay, so we know that it is only 100 that will come this day. So you do not need to come today. You can only come tomorrow. So you will also see.
So are you going to notify me?
Yeah, you will receive several SMSs, a minimum of 10 SMSs before you leave the port. That is when you enter the parks, you receive SMS. In fact, the owners of the trucks can also track their vehicle, because the moment the truck enters our park, you get an SMS. When it's leaving, you get an SMS. When it gets to the port, that's the refinery to load, you get an SMS. When it's leaving, you get a message. So you have about 10 SMS that are sent during the duration of going and coming to that axis.
All right, then, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. If you're wondering who's speaking with me in the studio this morning, I have the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transportation, Lagos State. I'm talking about Mr. Olawale Musa. And of course, we're looking at trucking operations, haulage operations, matters arising, and all things transportation as it relates to solutions. We're talking about some other locations shortly. But the Orile-Igomu axis, I understand appreciable movement from Igomu Bridge connecting Doyin bus stop. It's looking pretty good, despite the fact that we have the diversion point there at Orile bus stop. Still very, very good. Orile bus stop down to areas like Oduade, that's Oduade Koka. The bus stop there is also looking good. Same for Suru, Alaba, as well as Koscharis, down to Oshodi, Apapa Expressway, moving as expected as we speak. The return journey from Signal Barracks down to Orile bus stop looking pretty good. Onward movement towards White Sand is still good too. And from there, connecting Igomu Bridge up to Costain. I'm talking about the bus stop there, looking good. Echo Bridge descending to areas like Ijora Olokpa turning is also good up to Loma, and then Loma heading towards Ijora Olokpa, the turning there down to Ekomog is also looking pretty good. Connecting CFAX terminal, very good as well. Ijora 7 up down to areas like Iveco, down to Igomu underneath the bridge is also looking pretty good. And I can tell you, impediment very, very negative as we speak. All right then, so I will allow you to join the conversation very, very shortly, but let's touch down on some other locations right now. Mr. Olawale Musa, I know that apart from trucking operations and apart from the haulage that you were, touching down on, let's talk about other solutions as well that the ministry is coming up with this year. These days, when people drive, we've not really heard so much about the slowdowns apart from a Eco Bridge where we're having rehabilitation work on that bridge. But what's the strategy this year for transportation?
You see, first, everything is related. You have to when we have good roads, then the transport system improves. So the major focus has been to rehabilitate a lot of roads, which the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure is doing, and that will help in relieving pressure on the road because vehicles begin to move easily. The Mende Okwebi Bridge will be completed this year. Okay. And because we anticipate that it's going to bring a lot of traffic into the Okwebi Road axis. We are having junction improvements at the Okwebi axis. That's from Salvation to Toyin roundabout. That's between Toyin and Okwebi roundabout. Okay. So we are going to do some improvement to accommodate the anticipated traffic that's going to come in that axis. Right. We are looking at also some other junction improvement. In fact, that's why you see me dressed down this way. We are doing some inspection. We are inspecting some projects, and we are prioritizing the project that will have the greatest impact for the greater number of people of our great state. Okay, so let's talk about some of those junction improvements, because I know that was something that's been on since 2019. The one at Allen intersection, that one is working effectively. The very first four that you guys touched on, we had Allen, we had the one at Ikotun, we had at Maryland, and within the Lekki corridor. So let's give assessment of those four. How are they performing? Yeah, out the Lekki corridor, yeah, doing very well. The Allen, we are doing fine. Yes, you see, we do all these things in phases, because we cannot decide to concentrate all the government funds into one location. We have to spread the finances, because government finances are not infinitesimal.
Yeah.
So we need to try to spread around. So like the Allen own, we are open in the future to also expand our road down
again.
That from Allen Junction down to that's the Arumire Axis.
All right.
Okay, and even up to what's it called?
Adeni Jones.
Yes, because the volume of traffic that is coming there. Okay, we anticipate that a lot of traffic is coming to that axis, so we are doing that, but not immediately. But what we've just done is a phase. That is the junction improvement.
Are we thinking of a bridge at the Allen?
No, not for now.
It's not in the plan,
because to do a bridge, you see, we do based on necessity, and I don't feel now that we need a bridge. Maybe in the future, but I don't ever see that we need a bridge there.
Okay.
And now the Lekki is doing fine. The Cotton, unfortunately, is not as expected. So we are going back to the Cotton, and we are going to re-engineer again. Okay, we will continue. We will not relent until we get it right. Yeah. What we did, yes, as at that time, that's the funny thing about people and transportation. Mm-hmm. Once you provide a solution. Okay, what does it call? It makes more people to apply that as this. Okay, I can remember when we did because I was not part of it. Then when Lagos State government did Ikorodu Road, that is from my 12 to Ikorodu.
To Ikorodu, right? It
was a single carriageway to a dual carriageway. I could remember people were parking to Ikorodu on a weekly basis. If you see the number of people that are moving to Ikorodu, right, the people that built their houses that they couldn't go there then. So the road was very, very free. But all of a sudden, after a few years, what do you see? It became a traffic.
Congested.
Yes, so it's normal. So when you do beautiful things, a lot of people will start moving into the houses, and you need to now go back again to improve on it. So we are going to improve on the Cotton by the special grace of God.
Okay, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Let's begin to hear from you on the program this morning. We're talking solutions for transportation, and of course, if you have any questions for the Permanent Secretary this morning, or areas of concern that you think the ministry should also concentrate on, you can feel free to connect with us. 080-99-120777, and also you can do that on 091-5387-7127. Okay, 091-5387-7127. Those are the numbers that you can use to connect with us this morning. Okay, let's take the first one of these calls. Hello there.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Victor. It's me, Chief Ogunbemi.
Oh, Chief Ogunbemi, it's nice to have you. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. And I also greet our Galia, the sunset.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Yes, I'm here to confirm that, we were planning to withdraw our services, but due to the intervention of relevant stakeholders, Executive Secretary of Nigerian Sports Council and the management of Nigerian Port Authority, we have shelved their care because the matter has been resolved satisfactorily.
Okay.
And again, I also want to appreciate the proactive and the pragmatism of the permanent secretary by which he used to resolve the matter. So, and again, I also want to say that it takes two to commit the sin of adultery. We are starting putting our house in order in the areas that we are finding to be wanting, especially yesterday we were in the meeting with NTDOE, that is the trade branch of the National Trade Vehicle Associations, on how any truck that breaks down can be removed without causing any delay on the road.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, which is very, very good. Thank you so much, Chief Ogunbemi. So he's confirming the fact that yes, you did have an intervention, and things are looking pretty good within the trucking operations. Okay, that's very, very good. 09153 877127 08099120777. Permanent Secretary, want to respond to Chief Ogungbemi?
Yeah. We like I said earlier, we had a very fruitful and sincere deliberation with each other, and we're able to, and that's the beauty of discussion, having this type of relationship. Yeah, we get to resolve issues amicably, and I think we did that. And going forward, I envisage us having issues. Although, whether we like it or not, we have some of our officers will be excessive in their activities, and we also have some of the truckers that will be stubborn. You understand? So we have one or two conflicts. It's normal. We always see that on the road. But what we have put on ground, we should be able to resolve it amicably before it degenerates to the extent we had it in the last.
All right. This one says, "Good morning, Traffic Radio. That Ikotun corridor, it's the attitude of the commercial buses." Attitude of the commercial drivers. I didn't get this. He said that Ikotun corridor is the attitude of the commercial bus drivers. So, okay, you didn't put your name there. Thank you so much.
It's beyond that. You see, that's what I see a lot of people when they are going on the road. They just assume, okay, because that's what they see. Okay, then there are so many other issues there are so many underlying factors. I grew up in this Lagos, and I know how Ikotun used to be. By the local government, that used to be the park where these buses used to load and offload.
Okay.
The local government has turned that park into a market. Very big market. So what you see is that those buses have nowhere to load.
So they now have to come back to the road.
And those are the challenges.
Okay. So it's Raphael that is communicating with us. He says he was going to send the message earlier, and that says these days task force officers are usually deployed to the roundabout, and that has led to an improvement in the traffic situation there. But whenever they aren't there, these commercial bus drivers begin to behave badly as usual. Can we focus on having this enforcement officer stationed there permanently?
We want willful compliance, okay, and we want to provide you with the facilities to ensure that you comply willfully. What you see is that yes, we don't need to be using force every time, and that's the truth, and that's what I advocate. Yes, we might need to use force, but we don't always need to do that every time. If you provide, because we've had relationship, we have discussion with the union, and when you go there, you see that you realize the fact that the number of vehicles, especially early morning and in the evening,
right,
there is no way where they won't be on the road. There's no way they won't be on the road. Yes, they could be more orderly, which I think that is what is alluding to, that they need to be orderly, but there is no way they won't be on the road. You see, Ikotun is a hub.
So you don't think stationing those task force?
No, it will work temporarily, but we need a permanent solution. You see, Ikotun is a traffic hub, and it leads to a lot of places. Okay, the number of people that go to Ikotun in a day.
All right, just a second. Let's take this call. Hello there.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Dakpo.
Hey, Dakpo, how are you doing?
Fine, how's everything?
Good too. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, I commend engineer. I've forgotten it. Yes, I know when it was at BIS.
Yeah, the permanent secretary.
Performed very well.
This is the permanent secretary, Minister of Transport.
Yes, I know he's now the PS. And transportation, last mile is under transportation.
All right.
Now, my concern is we had always complained about the activities of commercial buses at the bus stop, which makes nonsense of the good work Lagos State government has been doing concerning roads,
right,
especially the bus stops, such as Baga, K2, and also Adeniki Adele. We have been complaining about that. Since he's the supervisory PS, I will urge him to liaise more with them on the best way out to make good the use of those bus stops. Now, concern about roads, I know they are also looking into road construction. These works. Our own area, deeper life areas, a road has been constructed to Unilag. But what about the one linking the deeper life area from Barracks bus stop, Salawo Nikoyi, to Dia Street? Please, we heard that it is called Ajaya in our street. It's a very big and long street.
Ajaya, I know.
We heard that. Yes, Ajaya in our street.
Okay.
From Salawo Nekoyi, we urge that area should also be considered.
Okay, then.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Permanent Secretary, he's talking about the Deeper Life Corridor. Do you have an idea of that road?
Let me just say that, you see, the truth is, we know the problems. I'm telling you that do not believe that we are not aware of the challenges on the road, but we don't have the capacity to do everything at
the same time.
So we do it in phases, like I said earlier. Just be rest assured that we know that there's a problem there, and we are looking for a solution. Okay, but everything has to do with money.
All right, let's talk about K2. He talked about commercial activities, Breja, K2, Adeniji Ajele.
Unfortunately, we always blame the commercial vehicles, but I always ask a question. These commercial vehicles don't carry animals, they don't carry dogs, they carry people. Okay, so we blame them, but we don't blame the people that want to drop on the road, that don't want to get to their bus stop, that want to enter buses in front of their house.
Okay, let's take this call. Hello there. Hello? Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, what's your name?
Mr. Victor, my name is Yusufu.
Hey, Yusufu, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Great, go ahead.
Yeah, the PPS, you are doing a very good job. God is going to strengthen you.
Amen.
But please, I want you to, when you came to one program, Yoruba program, I spoke about this toll gate issue, this motorway. Please, don't put your eyes off the ball. The problem is nagging now. It's increasingly, frustrating now. So
what's happening at the toll gate?
The commercial vehicle, instead of them to use that by lane, they will not.
I saw it this morning.
So we create a lot of problems. But another issue is that if that by lane can be expanded.
Okay.
So that's another thing.
Thank
you. Please work on it before it goes to another thing.
Yes, in fact,
thank you.
I saw it this morning. I was saying that I spoke with the GM. 2 days the team went off, and right now we are having the same problem. Don't worry, I pass through that road almost every day, so I will not put my eyes off it. Don't worry, we are going to find a permanent
solution. All right, yes, be rest assured, the PS has given you his word, and let's see how that goes. This one says, good morning, Mr. Victor and Mr. Musa. Please, what categories of trucks and haulage vehicles are required to use this system? Talking about the e-call system. Hakim is sending that one in.
Anybody that is going to load.
Okay.
At the port, obviously, I don't think any tanker lose more than 33,000 liters.
Right.
Less than 33,000 liters.
I hope there are ways you can measure that, because I hear some tankers are supposed to.
I've seen some that are almost. I've seen 60. I've seen the tanker that caught fire at what's it called?
In Niger.
No, on Oteri Bridge. I remember that.
Oh, back then.
That one was carrying about 60,000 liters.
Wow.
So that's another challenge, because the tanker was not built. That particular one was built to load 15,000 tons.
Right.
And was carrying 60,000 liters, which was more than the capacity.
Quite unfortunate. This one says, good morning. What measures have been put in place to ensure smooth implementation of the e-call-up system? Thank you so much. I think the PS has also touched down on that one. This one says, amazing morning. Obina here. How are haulage operators and truck drivers being educated about this system? That's for the e-call-up. Obina, thank you so much. I think you talked about, you've done some trainings for them?
We've done, in fact, continuous training. That's what we do continuously. Okay, we don't stop. And we always ask them, if you have any issues, talk to us. We will always come and discuss with you on how to operate it best. All
right, this one says, good morning, Victor. Is there any possibility of extending the e-call-up system to other parts of the state? You didn't put your name. Thank you so much for that one. So are we going to be having the e-call-up in other areas?
No, the e-call-up might not work in other parts of the state, because it can't, it's a system that, because there's a focal point where everybody is going. So everybody needs to be going to a particular point before you can call them up to that particular point. But we can't start calling people to warehouses and stuff. It's going to be very difficult.
All right. This one says, Mr. Musa, it says, how does the e-call-up system integrate with existing traffic management strategies in Lagos? Sheye from Oluwu is sending that one. Sheye, thank you so much.
The e-call-up is a traffic management system itself. Okay, so they are all integrated. It's part of our traffic management system. So it's to manage traffic in that axis, in and out of that axis. So it's part of it.
All right. Let's talk about other, locations now. I know that you've done some interventions. You talk about the Ikotun end that you're coming up with one or two things. If you are traveling out of Lagos, that's using the Badagry end, you're going to West Africa. Agbara Customs checkpoint, that Agbara point, very, very bad in terms of the work there. A lot of things have improved, but that particular end is still very bad. Who is working on that? I understand it's the federal government work, right?
Yeah, it's a federal rule, but as much as possible, you see, when we have these challenges, the state comes in. We can't do something that is permanent because the federal government has a contractor, a plan for that role. So we only do palliatives. And the issue with palliative is that once the rain starts, it's like pouring money away. He wants to throw it. Once the rain starts, he washes it off. So we need to also call on the federal government to come to our aid and make sure.
Let's talk about local government and their roles in transportation. It's part of the fact that your ministry has been saying local government do not have a role in traffic management and all of that. We still see some of them doing that. What's the ministry doing about that?
Yeah, what we do is we have an enforcement team and we ensure that where we hear that and basically what they do is to extort. They don't control traffic, and what we do is that once we have complaints, we go and we move in and arrest those offenders. So the local government does not, as Lagos as it is now, does not have any business controlling and managing traffic.
Okay. All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Just a brief break. All right, then. So even as we gradually wind to the end of the program this month, let's see if we can touch on other social media platforms. Facebook, I understand you have some reactions there. Mike James, talk to me.
Okay. So on Facebook, we have a reaction from Cecilia Dosumu, and it reads, "Good morning, Traffic Radio. Please kindly ask the PAMSEC to look into Kai agency to be on the road at night or evening because of the traders causing traffic at the bus stops." Because, vividly, Kai don't operate in the evening.
Right.
And it says, "I'm aware last man runs 2 shifts. Kai should also do same in order to deal with the traders in the evening."
Wow. Okay. This Cecilia, you said?
Yes, from Facebook, Cecilia Dosumu.
Cecilia Dosumu, thank you so much. Permanent Secretary, is that something that should be...
Yeah, we are collaborating. Yeah, you see, we can't do this thing in isolation. Okay, like we relate with the Minister of Works when we have bad roads. We relate with the Minister of Environment when you have this type of issue. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Environment, is listening, I'm sure. So we collaborate where we need to move in. We move in together.
All right. And you said that if people have infractions, they can always report to the ministry?
Obviously, they can.
All right. And that's on 090 2000 4000. Or 090 2000 9000. Permanent Secretary, we have to go now. What's your parting thoughts on the program this morning?
I will always say this, and please, I'll tell people, those traffic managers we put on the road, they are being paid with your salary, with your taxes. Okay, you pay their salary. You are the employers. Okay, yeah, government is paying their salary, but indirectly you employ them. So please cooperate with them. They are there for your sake. They are there for free flow of traffic. And when you have any issues with them, you see, when you go to social media and complain, when we go and investigate, they will not do it again. We have our avenue of complaint. Please report them discreetly. Okay. Discreetly report to us, and we'll move in, investigate, and we'll do the needful.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Always a thing of joy to have you in the studios. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so I've been speaking with Olawale Musa, who is the Permanent Secretary, Lagos State Ministry of Transportation. And on transport trends and perspectives, we'll be able to look at trending issues, especially as relates to haulage operations, as well as matters arising. Mike James has produced the program this morning. Maximum shout out going out to Bolanle Ogunlola, who's Director of Public Affairs for the Ministry of Transportation. From our social media unit, we do appreciate Okwemi Shodunke and Afe John. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a great day. Bye.